For today's good question, Marilyn asks, does UK Hospital check the ticks they find on people for diseases? They do not, but they might test that person for diseases that a tick could carry. Allison Perry with UK's Public Relations told me their ER doctors do not test the ticks, but if the patient has signs of illness that could come from a tick bite, they might start treating them right away. Those symptoms include rash, fever, malaise, and headache. They would test the patient for a tick-borne disease at that point. She told me those tests can take a long time to come back, so if they suspect something like Rocky Mountain spotted fever or Lyme disease, they would go ahead and start treating them. If you have a good question, you can email goodquestion@wkyt.com. I'll see you on WKYT Mornings.
Victor.